Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's cut to the chase. Sophie Cunningham's arrival in Indiana isn't just another trade. It's a seismic shift in the Fever's trajectory. Forget the doubters, the naysayers, and the outdated narratives. Sophie's not just here to play. She's here to win, and she's about to inject a whole lot of fight into this team. And let's address the elephant in the room. Remember the chatter about Indiana being a place no one wants to play? Sophie Cunningham just laughed in the face of that negativity. Today, we're diving deep into why this trade isn't just good, it's potentially game-changing. We'll dissect Sophie's immediate impact, her fit with Caitlin Clark, and how she's single-handedly rewriting the Indiana Fever's legacy. Buckle up, because this is more than just basketball. It's about rewriting a narrative and building a dynasty. Sophie Cunningham. The name alone conjures images of fearless drives, clutch threes, and a competitive fire that can ignite an entire arena. But what makes this trade so significant? It's more than just adding another talented player. It's about adding a mentality, a culture, a shield for a young superstar who desperately needs it. Remember this moment. This wasn't a reluctant acceptance, a guess I'll make the best of it scenario. This was pure, unadulterated excitement. Oh heck yeah, like we're about to go win a championship. Those weren't just words, they were a declaration of intent. I remember covering Sophie back in her Missouri days. Even then, as a college player, she had that it factor, the unwavering confidence, the refusal to back down. She was a leader, a winner, and someone who elevated everyone around her. Seeing her reaction to this trade, it was like watching that same fire being reignited. Let's be blunt, the narrative that Indiana is a basketball wasteland is lazy, outdated, and frankly, disrespectful. It ignores the passionate fanbase, the emerging talent, and the clear vision that's being built within the organization. And Sophie's arrival is the ultimate proof that top players want to be here. While some were busy spreading negativity, Sophie was embracing the opportunity. She was excited about the new style of play, the chance to be surrounded by great players, and the opportunity to contend for a championship. This wasn't just a trade, it was a vote of confidence in the Fever's future. I've been following the WNBA for decades, and I've seen teams rise and fall based on chemistry, culture, and leadership. The Fever have the talent, but they were missing that intangible X factor. Sophie Cunningham brings that in spades. For Sophie, this trade is more than just a career move, it's a homecoming. Returning to the Midwest, closer to family and familiar surroundings, provides an added layer of comfort and motivation. And that personal connection translates directly to her commitment to the team. But beyond the personal aspect, Sophie's arrival signals a significant culture shift within the Fever organization. She immediately emphasized the importance of selflessness, hard work, and a willingness to do the dirty work. This isn't just about individual stats. It's about building a team that's greater than the sum of its parts. Think about the 2000 for Detroit Pistons. They weren't the most talented team on paper, but they had a relentless defense, a selfless attitude, and a willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. That's the kind of mentality that Sophie brings to Indiana. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark. Last season, we witnessed a rookie superstar being targeted, harassed, and often left unprotected. The cheap shots, the hard fouls, the constant physical pressure, it was a brutal introduction to the WNBA. That's where Sophie Cunningham comes in. She's not just a scorer, a shooter, or a defender, she's an enforcer. She's the player who will make opponents think twice before taking liberties with Caitlin Clark or any of her teammates. She's the Charles Oakley to Clark's Michael Jordan. Those aren't just words, they're a promise. Sophie Cunningham is here to protect her teammates, to set the tone, and to ensure that the Fever don't get pushed around. I've seen countless young stars enter the league and get overwhelmed by the physicality and the pressure. Having a veteran like Sophie to take some of that burden, to provide that protection, is invaluable. Sophie's reputation as a fierce competitor and a protector of her teammates isn't just hype. It's backed up by years of action. Go back and watch her games with the Phoenix Mercury. When opponents targeted Diana Taurasi or Brittany Griner, Sophie was always there to stand up, to push back, and to make them pay the price. This isn't just about fighting, it's about sending a message. It's about letting opponents know that the Fever won't be intimidated, that they won't back down, and that they're willing to fight for every inch on the court. Remember that incident with Misha Heinz-Allen? Sophie wasn't afraid to get right in her face, to defend her teammate, and to spark a fire under her team. That's the kind of energy that's contagious, and that's what the Fever desperately needed. The impact of Sophie's arrival extends far beyond just protecting Caitlin Clark. Aliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and the entire Fever roster will benefit from having a player who's willing to set the physical tone and create space for her teammates. Opposing teams will have to completely recalculate their approach to playing the Fever. The rough-up Clark game plan suddenly comes with consequences. This isn't just about making the game more physical. It's about making it more strategic, more unpredictable, and ultimately, more successful for the Fever. Think about how much easier it will be for Aliyah Boston to operate in the paint when opponents can't double-team her without leaving Sophie Cunningham open on the perimeter. Think about how much more freedom Kelsey Mitchell will have to create when defenses are forced to respect Sophie's scoring ability. While Sophie's toughness and defensive prowess have been the main talking points, her elite shooting ability might be the real game changer for Indiana's offense. Last season, she connected on 38% of her attempts from beyond the arc, giving the Fever another consistent shooter to space the floor and punish defenses that collapse on Clark and Boston. This isn't just about adding another shooter. It's about adding a dynamic shooter who can create her own shot, move without the ball, and thrive in a fast-paced, high-scoring offense. Sophie Cunningham is a perfect fit for Stephanie White's system. I've always been impressed by Sophie's ability to score in a variety of ways. She can knock down threes, drive to the basket, and finish in traffic. She's not just a one-dimensional shooter, she's a complete offensive player. The spacing that Sophie Cunningham creates transforms Indiana's offense in multiple ways. For Caitlin Clark, it means defenders can't sag off their assignments to double-team her, opening cleaner passing lanes and driving opportunities. For Aliyah Boston, it translates to less crowded paint areas where she can operate one-on-one against interior defenders. And for Kelsey Mitchell, it means another proven scorer to take pressure off her as the team's primary perimeter option. This isn't just about adding another player. It's about unlocking the full potential of the Fever's existing talent. Sophie Cunningham is the key that unlocks the offense and makes it truly unstoppable. Imagine a scenario where Clark drives to the basket and kicks the ball out to Sophie Cunningham on the wing. The defender has to make a split-second decision, rotate to contest Sophie's shot or stay with their original assignment. Either way, someone's going to be open, and the Fever are going to have a good look at the basket. Remember when Cheryl Swoops claimed nobody wanted to play in Indiana? That narrative looks increasingly ridiculous with every championship-caliber veteran who's chosen to join the Fever revolution. The additions of Duana Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sydney Colson have quietly transformed this roster into something special. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you never miss out. Click the video on the screen. See you.